punch.
Yeah, and, you know, I have to say I'm pretty proud of our double Fox team. They've carried this narrow lead all the way to the end. Yeah, not able to sort of get the Shine Wave dash up smash that he was looking for on defense out of shield there.
Yeah, they just gotta get one clean stock on J-Flex here, and then it's very doable. And just not die. Easier said than done.
Yeah, definitely easier said that, but they're doing a pretty good job. Can we get the up smash? Okay, up smash back air, an extra little spice on it. All right, that was a 2v1, and it should be a pretty winnable one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when you're grabbing a puff with Fox, it's one of those cases where they're not on the ground, so the knockback is reduced.
Yeah.
Get them out of the grab. It's like, I think it's half off or something, right?
So what do you think? Like down tilt, up tilt?
Well, I mean, maybe you still just charge the up smash or something, but you just, it doesn't kill. If you want to try to kill off that, then maybe you do like forward throw, up tilt, the one who just threw them comes up with an up air or something.
Okay. Yep, yeah.
But I think if you have that kind of lead, it's like 3 stocks to 1, you just don't want to die, you want to get your hit in. I'm totally fine with just charging up smash.
Yeah.
I think it's okay. They're saying somebody already win here or something? This isn't what they wanted?
I think, did you say J-Flex won here? Game 1 was Yoshi's, right?
Game 1 was Yoshi's.
Then game 2 was
maybe,
FD.
Maybe they just picked the wrong stage.
And FD.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe they were drinking water. It's always something like that.
Important to hydrate gamers.
Yeah, I'm big on hydration.
Case in point.
Yeah, especially, well, you got to keep the voice good too, right? Throughout the whole tournament. No, they are going to play on Battlefield, okay. Just wasn't quite ready yet, I guess. Okay, he doesn't go for the rest on the platform. Almost had it, I think, actually. Okay, off stage, what do you do? Yeah, tries to air dodge back, just a little bit of a misjudgment.
Yeah.
Take it back there. And I mean, so far what we've seen is whoever gets the lead at the beginning carries it through all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Without the lead ever changing. The lead has never changed in one of these games yet. Maybe it kind of did when J-Flex SD'd that one time, but
yeah.
We'll let that one go.
Yeah, right.
That was red team in the lead the whole time.
Oh, this is a tough one. Oh, wow, okay.
Ends up making it back, but still way off stage.
Okay.
J-Flex actually doesn't clean up the edge guard altogether. Yeah, I like the little forward air to get a save in.
I'm personally not a fan of messing with Puff, like, while she's off stage like that. You know, you're just going to deal with an invincible opponent. Like,
it's a huge risk, and you're trying to make it back against an invincible opponent, so they just like have a free try to edge guard you.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to like show that you're present there, maybe,
right.
But jumping all the way out there like that is dangerous for sure. There are probably cases, like percentage-wise, where it's an okay thing to do.
Yeah.
But as double Fox, it's definitely a big risk.
Oh,
wow.
Man. I saw a rest of the feature.
Yeah, what a pickup from J-Flex off of that hit. That's crazy.
I will say, J-Flex is, like, target switching and situational awareness feels very high level.
No, yeah, J-Flex is able to go from one thing to picking up a combo at an instant. And the other thing that J-Flex is doing that's a little bit unsung probably, especially if we're not used to watching teams, especially with back airs, but in general, is able to cover space either behind Toussaint or when Toussaint's on the recovery. So the Foxes just don't have anywhere to go in forward direction. It's been really good, especially the back airs.
I mean, he's a player that's been playing 12, 13, 14 years. I don't even know. So
yeah.
You got to imagine he's played quite a bit of teams in his day.
Yeah, I remember Smash Fest playing against, I think playing with J-Flex in teams in a while, actually. It was definitely really good.
I like the vision there.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, the up smash won't kill if their feet are on the ground or in the air. These are things that I used to know about teams. I think I was right the first time. If they're in the air, it reduces the knockback.
Oh, okay. Oh, the singe.
Yeah, almost got like
opportunity to
almost got like a burn, and then I think they had like a little miscommunication of who was going to pick up the up air, right? Because it had to be one of them.
Yeah.
I sort of imagine it would be the one who was on stage still, for some reason. Maybe it was easier to get.
There's a baby chance.
It's still a baby. It's got to grow up a little bit, but. I'm still alive. But the edge guard's going, oh no, you bonked. And then, you know, even though you lived from the bonking, you were not able to impact the edge guard.
Yeah.
So, you know, a pretty well-fought last 2 games from the red team. I think considering how the first 2 went, you're pretty happy with your performance in the last couple games of the set.
And kind of understated by us, but Rest, like, kind of was taken totally offline at some point in the set. Like, Toussaint just wasn't
able to get them,
So they got that part down. Now it's more so, like, they kind of unlocked the defense part of the game. Now it's more so about enhancing their offense, because it does feel like there was quite a bit of miscommunication in terms of quickly capitalizing on advantageous positions that they were in.
Yeah, that's one of the tough things about Double Fox is, like, if you're playing with a Falco or a Falcon or something, there are some moves that just have so much hit stun that you can wait for them and then go and pick them up. With Fox, you sort of need to anticipate a step ahead, because when you think about even Fox combos in single, it doesn't come from, like, huge amounts of hit stun at one point or another, maybe the up air sometimes.
Right.
What it really comes from is how quick Fox is to recover and get back up again.
Yeah.
So the tough thing about Double Fox is you need to think, like, okay, this Fox is going to do this because it's the right thing to do, and I know it, and I'm going to be in place to pick it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were a couple cases where it was the difference. No, J-Flex and Toussaint did not have that problem.
No.
There were like a couple back airs found by J-Flex in particular that I remember that I didn't even see coming, right? It's just like they were suddenly picked up anyway. So the amount of awareness there to pick up even an extra couple of hits over time will add up in teams.
Yeah.
And especially when their game plan, their edge guarding was so good, their game plan is so obviously build up damage, get Fox off stage, and call it a stock. Simple but effective.
Yeah, and impressive by them that even when their, like, level 1 game plan is taken offline, right? Like, okay, Toussaint just converts a ton of rests. Even when that's taken offline, they're still able to maintain, like, quite a healthy advantage over their opponents. Is impressive, for sure. And, I mean, kind of goes to show that they're a cut above probably the rest of the teams.
Yeah, not to say there's no chance that, like, a Crike and Matt, or maybe this team gets a rematch, that they couldn't, take a victory.
Right.
Maybe, but the percentage is what, like 5%?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, 10
especially in the best of 5. Yeah. And speaking of Crike and Matt, they are going to go up against Dawson and Soap in loser semi. So we're all still down to the final 4. This one's a best of 3. We take a step back in bracket. And I guess we'll see where it goes. I don't know how I feel about which team is the favorite, because the stronger composition has to be Dawson and Soap, right?
Yes. I was literally, you were reading my mind. The one thing I was going to say is, like, Falco Marth did pretty good against Puff Sheik, but I do think that this team will get significantly nerfed with a Fox on the screen because of the amount of pressure that he's able to apply, and just both characters have a hard time escaping that kind of pressure, especially Marth, but both have a pretty hard time. So
yeah, whereas, like, the cool thing about Fox Puff is that most teams have to worry so much about positioning. In particular, like, the Fox doesn't want to be on the edge of the stage so they can get sent off for an edge guard or whatever. But Fox is really good at fighting out of the corner. Puff doesn't care at all, can just disengage whenever. As Falco Marth, especially with how fragile Falco is, and the fact that Marth's kill power is so low on this when you have your back to the wall because they're just going to stay on the stage anyway, it's really important that they keep center stage. Like, if they have any chance, center stage has to be theirs.
Yeah.
They can't fight from the corner, whereas, like, Fox Puff probably don't want to, but they're okay at it.
Yeah. Like, fighting in the corner as Falco and Marth is just a surefire way to get gimped and, like, have your stock sending quick.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, maybe there are some cases whereas it's like Marth versus Fox for a 1v1
right.
then maybe you can down throw them or something. But generally speaking, from a team's point of view, you need to be controlling center stage as Falco Marth.
So I guess we'll get a pretty good idea as soon as this set starts, like, what the chances are of Crike and WA Matt to be in this.
Yeah. Kind of, I guess FD is a pretty neutral stage often in teams. Oh, an early rest.
That's a tough one.
Another one? It kills the wrong one.
Oh, wow.
It killed the wrong one. Yeah, it actually did kill Matt. He's at such a low percent.
Actually, really nice target switch by Craig right there.
Yeah,
Crucial target switch.
Crike has the team stuff down. We were saying we hadn't really seen Crike in teams earlier on, but it looks like quite a bit of familiarity.
Yeah. And that's like the calling card of like a good team smart. You know, like when you watch PPU play, like his situational awareness is what really shines. And Crike seems to be showing some of that off, so props to him.
Okay, and he actually fares Falco back on the stage, so he doesn't have to worry about getting hit back off for an edge guard, because, again, that's a huge part of the game plan.
Yeah, and what I will say is, like, I guess it has to be Dawson's defense, but he's living to really high percents in pretty much every set that we've seen.
It really has been, yeah. And not even, we don't mean like, I don't want to put words in your mouth. When I say defense for Dawson, I don't necessarily even mean like ability to DI well exclusively.
Right.
It's so much not getting hit by the hits that are going to kill you when you get the high percent.
Absolutely.
Not taking unnecessary damage. And when you're playing with someone like Soap, that's really useful because they are going to be willing to risk their percent to get something started.
And stocks, unfortunately.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's Soap trying a target switch. I think probably gets a full hop where we didn't want one.
Yeah, I feel like a little bit of a miscue from Crike there to send Soap to the right side of the stage when you have all this free stage behind you to hopefully set up for a 2v1 afterwards or convert on the edge guard on Fox, but...
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's just really beautiful team play.
Yeah.
Crike slowly takes the whole stage, and if you weren't watching closely, you're just focused on the Fox versus Marth. Matt follows the entire way. Crike notices, takes the ledge, and then the backer is able to close it out. There's some times where if you are aware enough, you can have a checkmate scenario in teams where you couldn't in singles, and that was one of those cases.
Especially when you grab the ledge sometimes in singles, right? Like, that unlocks a lot of those high recoveries that lets the opponent come back to stage. Like, having a teammate there just totally cuts off all those angles, basically.
Yeah, it's actually kind of been the green team who's had more control of
really nice pummel.
Yeah, really.
That was like an expert pummel.
This looks like it's going to be a singles edge guard for a second. Not quite able to close it out. Guesses wrong on the ledge. It doesn't really lead to anything else, though. Up smash closes out. Matt's stock. Green team with a big lead. 3 stocks to 1.
Yeah, nice forward smash. Just everything covered there.
Yep, and there were actually a lot of teams earlier on who they would grab the ledge and then they would just sort of like hit them with another weak aerial back off stage and have to rinse and repeat. If they're at high percent like that, hit them with a smash attack.
Yeah.
The set's over. Like, the game's over. Like, yeah, they both work, but if you give yourself more iterations, it's a higher opportunity you're going to mess up, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Efficiency is one of the most important metrics in Melee, period, right?
Yeah.
Like, that is what made Armada so freaking good. It's like he just didn't give himself the opportunity to mess up because he was so efficient with
It's funny you say that, as my Fox style, even before Armada started playing, used some of the same things. I remember watching to try to learn things from Armada's Fox, and he was wave shining a Peach. It's like, why do the wave shines look so slow? And then I realized, like, first off, if you do it at the same speed every time, they have a higher chance to smash the eye.
Right.
And secondly, you're less likely to mess up, and they're still a hit stun anyway. So why rush it? Like, you might as well slow down a little bit. Sometimes in teams that's not the case. You need to be fast. It depends. But yeah, that efficiency is so important. Like, sometimes doing the easier thing is just better. And there's a lot of, like, early on in every fighting game, the easy characters that are also good are the top tiers.
Yeah. Right.
Like, even in Melee, Sheik was top tier because he's good. And at that point, not anymore. At that point, was an easy character to play.
That's what makes Wobbling Icy so potent, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're literally the most efficient character in terms of converting into their kill setup.
Yeah.
All right, so we did get a quick pickup at the start of the game from Dawson with a tech chase rest.
Yeah, it's actually the blue team with maybe a narrow advantage, I guess. It's kind of tied.
Yeah.
It's kind of tied, honestly. It's kind of hard to judge who's in the lead in teams. I mean, people are always talking about that, but it really is just so true.
Yeah. Here, I think it depends how long Marth holds on to their stock for.
It actually feels like, to me, blue team's had a hard time in this Battlefield game of keeping that stage control, which we mentioned is so important. Just he downers both of them by accident.
Oh, that's just a tough one. Like, Frank actually made the right call. It's just his teammate happened to be there in that moment, you know?
Yeah, you really couldn't have predicted that one.
Oh, okay. A little bit of a mess up from Dawson there, trying to sing and grab the ledge.
Yeah, ends up on the stage, right? And when you're singing on the stage, you're a sit and duck. It's a fighting game. You shouldn't be singing. It's not a rhythm game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know, Green Team does have a lot of those other little things, those little nuances down. Like Soap gets hit, rolls towards his teammate away so that Dawson can immediately engage and keep all that space. And in a matchup like this, we already mentioned why that's so important.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've just been teaming together for a while, so
yeah.
It's good to see.
They have those little things worked out,
yeah.
which is important.
It would kind of be sad if they didn't. I'll put it that way, with how many tournaments they've teamed together.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, there's some things like that where, like the Fox will still get up in place, and then, I don't know. I can see that being one of the things that's missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really is like every time they know which way to roll, all those little nuances.
Oh, a nice turnaround up tilt, that's right.
Yeah, it's a little delay. It's almost like a frame trap in a way. Yeah, and with Soap on his last stock, Fox is one of those characters where you need to play in a way where all you take is one hit at a time.
Yeah.
And it can't be a strong one like an F smash. Yep, and he knows when to engage. Yeah. That's exactly right. Now they have the advantage. That's actually brilliantly played by the Green Team.
Yeah, it felt like Dawson's control over the top platform, and like Crike was just playing a little bit too patiently, like throwing out a bunch of space forward airs, just kind of gave the Green Team the opportunity to capitalize on the advantage that they had. Oh, okay.
You were mentioning about NorCal 3s when you played Marth, it felt almost impossible. This is one of those cases where I guess it's a little bit better because they're both at higher percent, but still really hard.
Yeah.
Marth's a very committed man, right? So if you use one move, if you hit someone, it's just likely the other person's going to hurt you.
Yeah. Just the lack of active frames on his moves just make it so tough.
And for how quick they are, it's relatively high recovery even on some of them.
Oh.
Okay, up tilt does it. I would say a narrow lead, but he's off stage. Position counts for so much. Wait, he's back. Oh, no! He gets hit. Crike, no. No, and he misses the ledge dash. Oh, it was such a good performance in the team's tournament overall for Crike and Matt.
Yeah.
And I guess it's going to end a little bit early in loser semis. I'm sure they were hoping for more.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looked like fairly competitive, that set. Like, I don't think the score reflected what actually went on between the two teams, you know? But it'll be interesting to see the run back with Soap and Dawson and Faye and Dimension.
Yeah, and that one was an interesting set because I think for a lot of it, we sort of thought Soap and Dawson were going to end up winning, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I think this is probably the most even match of the whole tournament that we've had, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be interesting. And it's best of 5. Sometimes does change things. Get a couple extra stages, yeah.
Best of 5 in singles is the difference between, at least before Frozen Stadium, like feeling like I essentially lost the set game 1 versus like a Fox or Falco because I have to play on Yoshi's FD or Fountain, as opposed to like getting more time over the course of the set.
I'm trying to think about in Double Fox versus Fox Puff. The stages aren't that polarizing, right? Like, I think FD is the only one where I really favor Double Fox.
Maybe Stadium.
Maybe. I kind of think I can see where if the match is going the right way, you have to work with the stage.
Yeah.
You're not as flexible as Double Fox, but I kind of think with those side platforms that Dawson could find some good footing in the air. But the thing is, then it is kind of up to Soap to sort of like hang out in the middle where Dawson's sort of up on the side.
Yeah.
So it's a little tough, but I don't think it's bad necessarily.
Yeah. All right, so we're in top 3 of doubles at
top
Green.
3.
We've been on a journey, the two of us together.
Yeah, we're doing the whole tournament.
That's right.
And it's going to be best of 5 all the way through at this point. Let's make sure it works okay. Okay, works okay.
So for those of you that don't know, I am Panos. I'm accompanied by my good friend Snacks.
Yo.
You can find him at JHSnacks on Twitter. You can find me at PanosPHL on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can find Brotherly Love Esports at BL Esports PHL. I just checked earlier. That's the only reason I know.
What is it? BL Brotherly Love Esports PHL.
Okay,
interesting.
Yeah,
they're putting on the tournament.
Yeah.
In particular, right? Also sponsors Slug.
That's right. Yep.
Well-known ices from the region. So check them out. Good stuff. And they have really cool jerseys.
I know. I'm so jealous.
A double rest. Is this the first game of the set? It is. That double rest counts. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, you like have to both end up in just the wrong spot for that to happen. So Soap